And today we're going to be talking about hope and hopelessness. If you are someone who has struggled with depression, you know the feeling of hopelessness all too well. Hopelessness is one of the strongest tools that the enemy has in his tool belt to make us question God, see our circumstances, and not see his power. And it's also a way to get us into depression, get us to question our value, get us to question whether we even matter, whether our life matters. And he uses it, and he uses it well. And what I found personally is that what God has intended to become a season now in our minds becomes a sentence. And I've heard that said before. I didn't come up with that, but a season is not a sentence. And so how do we get past that feeling of hopelessness? One of the things that I found to be really instrumental in that is that I realized that hopelessness can be combated with faith. That's what I found in my personal life. Lord tells us in his word in Hebrews 11, faith is the assurance of all things hoped for. So if the enemy can steal our hope, he can steal our faith. And in Ephesians, the Bible tells us that faith is our shield, right? It's how we can guard ourselves against the arrows of the enemy. It's faith. And so that can be really difficult when you're in a season of hopelessness, right? To then look and have faith. But I just remember a time in my life where it felt like every door was closing. I couldn't get traction. And it looked dire. It looked pretty bad. And I remember coming down from, prayer time with God, in the secret place, and telling my husband, I can't see anything right now in the natural. I can't see a thing. It looks rough, but I know God's hand is moving. I can feel it. And once that happened and I said that and I believed it, within 2 weeks, doors were opening and things were falling into place. And so when you feel hopeless, it's that knowing, that knowledge that God has been with you every step of the way thus far. He is not going to leave you, no matter what it looks like in the natural. This is a lie from the enemy. You are usually, a lot of times when that feeling happens, you're often on the verge of breakthrough. And if you can just hang on and trust and have faith, that radical biblical Hebrews 11, Hall of Fame faith, you will see God move. If you reach out, go to him in prayer, tell him how you feel, be honest about the season that you're in, and go in faith and say, Lord, I know this is a season and not a sentence. I know that your hand is with me, and I trust the next steps for my life. And if you're still breathing and you're able to either listen to this video, see this video, you still got it in you. There's still hope. God promises in Jeremiah 29:11 that he has plans for us, plans to give us a hope and a future. There is a better tomorrow out there. And so don't give up hope. And as usual, when you are feeling those feelings, please find trusted people that you can share that with, people in your inner circle. And as always, a licensed therapist. Always walk through that with someone who can help guide you. And don't be ashamed to admit it, and don't be ashamed to receive the help that's offered to you. It's okay. This has been a rough season for so many of us, right? Especially coming off the global pandemic. It's okay to reach out for help. It's okay to be honest and admit that you don't feel full of hope. But God's here. He's waiting for you. He's waiting for you to reach out your hand and ask for help. And he'll restore that hope. he'll lead the way. And so I just want to tell you, as someone who has been there myself, it's that digging deep and just looking back and seeing how God's goodness has shown up in the land of the living for me, and just remembering, that's restored my hope. And just knowing that there's just no way, if God could be with me and provide and protect me when I wasn't always on the right path, how much more will he show up now? So I encourage you to hang in there, get help in the natural and the supernatural. Reach out if you want to discuss further. And if you like the content, please feel free to share, like, and subscribe. And head over to Baggage to Boldness for daily devotionals and further resources. And as always, please remember, you've got this because God's got you. Until next time.